Hello, fourth grade. Just a little extra information to help you out on your choose your own adventure. Some things that you may want to know about before you make some of these decisions. Now I'm using the Choose Your Own Adventure, the Oregon Trail Gold Rush from Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. Copyright is 2019 and the author is Jesse Willey. So the guide to the trail, the Oregon-California Trail. You are about to embark on a historic journey, just like 400,000 pioneers who traveled between 1841 and 1870. You are headed west to seek your fortune during the gold rush. The trek is 2,000 miles long along the Oregon-California Trail. Everything you need is tightly packed into a covered wagon. Along the way, you'll see majestic landscapes, meet new friends, and experience adventure and danger. It will challenge you like never before. Go west. Making the long and often dangerous trek will take all of your grit, smarts, and skills. You'll rely on your wagon train community as well. Keep on the lookout for bad weather, overflowing rivers, and bandits looking to rob pioneers along the trail. Rest when you need to. Listen to your fellow pioneers, but trust your instincts. Don't take cutoffs unless you've done your research and know exactly where they lead. Stick to the trail and stay well stocked on food and water. Preparation is key. Your days will start as early as 4 in the morning with breakfast, chores, and loading your wagon. A 7 a.m. bugle means it's time to start the long day's journey. The wagon train will roll along until 6 p.m., except for an hour's lunch and rest time, called nooning. At the end of the day, in a corral, you'll unload your wagon, set camp, take care of your livestock, and cook dinner. If you can't find firewood or kindling, you can burn dried patties of buffalo dung, called buffalo chips. Around the campfire, you can tell stories, get to know your fellow pioneers, and listen to music. Pack your wagon. Your 10-foot-long covered wagon will carry your supplies and the items you need for your new life. There won't be room to ride in the wagon, so you'll walk alongside it. Choose carefully and pack only what is most important. Don't overload your wagon. You will need 200 pounds of food per person for the journey. Mainly flour, bacon, sugar, cornmeal, fat, beans, rice, vinegar, baking soda, and citric acid. Don't forget essential building, gold mining, and wagon repair tools, such as additional wagon wheels and axles. Chalk your wagon with tar when crossing rivers, and oil the wagon canvas to keep out the rain. You should also take camping gear, such as a tent, bedding, kitchen utensils, matches, and candles, as well as useful things, such as rope, a rifle for hunting wild game, animal traps, and a medical kit. Avoid the temptation to take luxury items, such as fancy foods, heavy furniture, or dressy clothes. Finally, it's important to buy a team of 6 slow but sturdy oxen to pull your wagon. Spend your money wisely. You don't want to use it all before you get to your destination of either California or Oregon. Sometimes you might need to pay for repairs or for more food. Buy only the bare minimum when needed. You don't want to reach your new life completely broke. Join a wagon train. Pioneers will band together into wagon trains, which are groups of wagons traveling together. Smaller groups are more manageable, but if you're traveling with a large group, be sure to keep everyone together at all costs. The advantages of larger wagon trains include safety in numbers, helping each other with skills, and hunting together. There are many dangers on the trail, so a larger wagon train will likely mean better chances of survival and success. It is the wagon train captain's job to decide when the wagons start in the morning, when they finish at night, and when to stop for lunch. The captain also assigns guards and decides what order the wagons travel in. No one wants to always travel at the end, breathing in the dust from the other wagons, so you will all take turns. Dangers. Dehydration. On the Oregon-California Trail, crossing a desert presents great dangers of dehydration. Even if you're near water, make sure to stock up on clean water, to drink as often as possible, and watch for signs of dehydration, nausea, dizziness, and a severe headache. Try to keep out of the sun if possible. Travel at night if necessary. Difficult terrain. Along the Oregon and California trails, you'll encounter some of the most challenging terrain in all of the United States. You'll have to ford rivers, cross over the seemingly endless desert sands of the Great Basin, make your way through desert river canyons, and much, much more. Be sure to be adequately prepared with enough food and water. Hunt when you can, and always stop for water when you find it. Bad weather. You will be passing through all kinds of different climates on the Oregon-California Trail. Sudden thunderstorms, hail, and traversing through the desert can damage wagons, destroy food and livestock, and result in sickness and death if you're not properly prepared. Keep additional wagon wheels and axles on hand for repair. Stay well stocked on food and water, and ration carefully. Sickness. Cholera and dysentery are deadly diseases on the trail that can kill a person within a day. Highly contagious and contracted by drinking unclean water or eating uncooked food, cholera was the main cause of death on the trail. Symptoms are shaking, fever, diarrhea, and vomiting, and usually death. Cook your food thoroughly and boil drinking water, or drink coffee, which will boil your water anyway. Dishonest people. The trail is riddled with bandits and people wanting to take advantage of pioneers who are headed out for the gold rush. Be sure to listen to those trusted people around you. Stay on your guard both day and night, and remain cautious along the trail. Crossing rivers. Crossing rivers can be difficult for heavy wagons filled with supplies. While expensive, sometimes paying to cross a ferry or a toll bridge might save your wagon train from being destroyed by a river that's too dangerous. Make sure the river is low if you're going to ford it, and have tar buckets on hand to caulk the wagon cracks. Finding your way. In 1851, once you leave Independence, Missouri, you are striking out into the open wilderness of the Great Plains and the Southwest desert terrain. There are very few settlements along the way, with no roads or towns. The United States comprises 31 states and busy cities and towns back east. But out west, you'll have to cross territories and indigenous lands by using a map of the trail and looking for famous landmarks listed here in the guide to the trail. Ask for help and advice whenever you can. At settlements and forts along the way, often trail guides and friendly locals can provide good advice, especially if there are unknown dangers or bad weather up ahead. Look for these landmarks between Missouri and Oregon City. Distance from Independence, Missouri. Fort Lemire, 650 miles. Fort Hall, 1,217 miles. Sacramento, California, 1,720 miles. Oregon City, Oregon, 2,000 miles. So that was some advice for you, ladies and gentlemen, before you start your journey. Again, that starts with Adventure 1, and then this is the extra information you might need. And then you can go to Adventure 2. At the end of Adventure 2, it's going to ask you to make a decision, and then you can choose which video you're going to watch from there. Have fun. Bye.